Hello, welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Joan of Angels. This is a Portal to Ascension show. We're going to be talking not only about Portal to Ascension and the events that we have, but we're going to be talking about the New Living Expo. And if you want to stay informed about all of our events, by the way, just go to portaltoascension.org to find out more. Now, our guest today is very fascinating. We're going to be discussing work that goes beyond words in frequency, remembrance, and multidimensional experience. So today's conversation is not about analyzing, it's going to be all about experiencing. I'm your host, Joan of Angels. I'm also known as Dr. Joan of Angels, Dr. Joan Hangarter, and I work privately as a executive producer with New Living Expo in Neil, and I also work as a personal strategy advisor. And so my work helps you gain clarity and discernment on what's going on in your life. You can always reach out to me at Joan of Angels. We're going to be talking to our guest. Her name is Natalie Namaste. She's an intuitive guide and she's a channeler of the Arcturian collective and angelic beings of light. Her work focuses on transmitting high-frequency light codes that support consciousness, expansion, heart awakening, energetic mastery, and multidimensional remembrances. Rather than teaching concepts, Natalie facilitates direct experiences, opening portals of remembrance that allow people to reconnect with their innate wisdom and their multidimensional nature. Natalie, it is a joy to welcome you to the show.
Oh, it is so wonderful to be here, and especially that beginning frequency music. I feel like I'm already vibrating very deeply.
Well, that is Portal to Ascension. We might as well get down to portals.
Yeah, exactly.
And start talking about that, because that is what Portal to Ascension is designed to do, to help you go through that portal to your next steps.
And this is it. This is the whole journey of life. We
It-
just continue to go through portals and learn and grow and expand, and then we get used to the new expansion, and then another wave comes and we go through another one. Oh, it's beautiful.
Right? I'm a chiropractor by background, and we used to talk about healing. Like, you come in like this, and then you get a little better, and then you maybe go down a little bit, but then you go up even higher. And that is, to me, the whole process of healing and awakening.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So now I know that you're both Arcturian and angelic, and I know that they go hand in hand, Arcturians and angelic. But let's talk about how this knowingness started with you. How did you begin all of this?
Well, it feels like I was born remembering, because my earliest memories are when I'm very young. When I was about 5 or 6 years old, I have a strong, energetic memory. I can feel it in my body. I was sitting in the back of my mom's car, looking outside of the window at the objects, the school, the people, everything that we've created in the physical. And I just asked this question: if there isn't all of this, what is there? And boom, it happened. Darkness. But it's like dark that is light. And it's just a feeling of peace, love. And I was in it and feeling it. And then my mind came back in, and it's kind of like I surfaced back up, and I remembered in the cells of my body. I remembered the truth that this whole thing is a mind-made dream. As far as we can imagine is what we can create, and the ultimate reality is the light. Or infinite spaciousness, and that's what we really are. We're infinite oneness, having a separate human experience. And so I feel like at this time of my life, when I was that age, a lot of light would start to move through me. And I remember saying to my mom, this light can heal people. I've got to send this light to people. and I would just start sending it, and like even just talking about it now, my whole body's got tingles, goosebumps, like from head to toe. And yeah, the light's just magical. So as I started to like live and connect more and more with the light, I started to see flashes of light, and there would be different colors. So sometimes like a pink flash of light or a blue flash of light. And I asked, well, what is this? And these are the angels, different angels. And when I was about like in my teenage years, I was working in a coffee shop, and this lady said to me, she came to me and she said, Natalie, you've come to Earth to help with Ascension. You've got 120 angels that are working with you. And it all starts with yoga. So it's interesting because I then went and I found a yoga teacher, and that really was such a big part of the journey and still is. But what I found so beautiful and special was that from that moment that she spoke about these 120 angels was when I realized that I'm actually working with a collective of these beings of light, so many. Because the thing is, it's not that I hear 120 voices, it's one voice, it's one energy that I feel. But it's so expansive. And only recently have the Arcturians started to come through. So recently I've gone through major spiritual awakening. Like the emotion of sadness was reoccurring very strongly for me. And I decided that instead of using my technique of like psychic evaluation, I can read energy and figure out the root using like psychic, and you're still in the level of the mind with that. Instead, I chose to accept that sadness is being experienced by me. And I just sat, not trying to resist sadness or trying to attach to like in the next moment I'm going to be happy and trying to get to that. I just sat with it and I watched it as an energy moving through my whole body. And something changed, something shifted. And that's over a year ago. And since that moment, I really like woke up, like fully clearly awake. And the thing is, the awakening process is just it's ever unfolding. So like even just the other day I had another massive awakening. So yeah, wow, it's from that awakening I then started to expand my energy and have more silence and stillness in my thinking mind. And in that stillness, I started to be able to connect to anything and everything. So Arcturians, Mother Earth, other beings from of light, and just by being like 3A Actus has been coming through really strongly as well. And it's wonderful because I'm learning so much, but not just like intellectually understanding from them. I'm also, when they communicate through, they bring light codes, and you feel something shift in the body as well.
Wow. Okay. So the Arcturians have just started to come through recently. Now,
Yeah.
how do you know? How do you feel the difference then between your angelic, the 125 angel collective, and do other people have 100? I have a whole bunch of questions in one. Do other people have these 125, or just most people have less, but you just happen to have more? And how does that differ, your angelic communication and the Arcturian? Like, how did you know it was Arcturian? Do you understand the
Yeah, I
questions?
understand that.
Yeah.
So, okay, because I was so used to the angelic energy that felt like home. Even people say to me, "Oh, Natalie, you're an angel." It's because when you work with beings for so long, you become part of them and one with them, and you kind of hold their resonance, overflowing with love and compassion and kindness and understanding for others. And then the difference, what started to happen was very, very high frequency. So like bolts of lightning through me. Like my brain felt like pins and needles. You know, like if your leg goes to sleep and then you try and move it, and you, and the blood rushes to it, and it feels like little vibrations. I started getting that in my brain with the Arcturians. So really, really high frequency, bolts of lightning, um, coming through with a different tone of voice, and really like a whole body experience of just like whoa, whoa. So quite expansive and different. And then also the language and the topics that we talk about are different. So the Arcturians, with me, they love to talk about like spiritual awakening, humanity, like the pyramids, what we've got available to us, and how far we can expand, and like that we're limitless beings. Where I find with the angels support with like day to day, and what it's like to be human, and how we can work with our emotions and our mind, and things like that. But even now, it's expanded even more recently, and now they come all at once, like just one big bubble of energy of oneness, and that's so powerful as well. Um, and then it feels like a coherence. So it feels like the human and the spiritual self are one when they come through together. It feels like left and right brain hemisphere has got a rainbow bridge connecting it, and that the heart is pulsing and expanding so deep and far and strong. And your other question about like other people, so I channel 120 angels. Other people might channel 5,000, or might channel one. It really depends on resonance. It depends on what your soul purpose is, what it is that your soul is vibrating to want to experience. Because anything is possible, but consciousness, the oneness source, doesn't want to have the same experience twice. So each one of us has a completely different and unique expression and experience of and perception of life. And so, yeah, we're all able to channel or experience, but very uniquely. No two people the same.
Right, right. I think of it as like Earth. We're all a different instrument on the planet. And that
Love.
somehow we come together in an orchestra
Oh, I
when
love.
we're aligned, when our frequency is tuned up.
Yeah, yeah.
And that sounds like that. So the Arcturians are intense, and they kind of came at you with a very different energy. And did you start to remember Arcturian lifetimes?
Yes, it feels like a book of pages that are moving pages, like movies. Each page is a movie. And through connecting with the Arcturians, it feels like I've expanded from just being Natalie to connect to all lifetimes of the unique expression and spark of light that is Natalie's soul, but also further. It feels like sometimes what happens is that there's no end to me and beginning to someone else. I'm feeling the oneness of all that is, which means that um, from the level of the human, there's the linear experience, but from the level of the truth, the oneness source, everything's already happened. Everything's, and then there was light happened, and everything happened all at once. So it's kind of more like a vertical axis, or like a ball of energy all at once. And so through this awareness, I'm able to access um, these experiences of living and being a higher frequency being that is not in a physical form, that is blue light, that is so divinely wise. And what I understand is, when I am Arcturian, I am so high frequency that I can change form. I can lower my frequency and come into a more of a frequency form that can use frequency to communicate and vibration to communicate with humans, and then I can also uh, go subtler and subtler. So going really high frequency and then going so subtle in frequency and vibration that I go back into the oneness of absolute stillness, no thing existing anymore, not a separate experience, and then come back as this beautiful, powerful blue light. So that's my understanding of my Arcturian experience.
Wow. Okay. So then you come back. Do you see this blue light when you're channeling them?
Yes. Yes. When I'm channeling them, I don't remember anything afterwards. So I'm just connecting right now to sense and feel it. I become the blue light. So it's not that the blue light is separate and I see it, it's that I am it.
What an incredible experience.
Yeah.
Now, can we all, like, can the rest of us have those kinds of experiences? And if so, why aren't we? And what do we need to have to do that?
Yeah. So the answer is yes. Everyone that has the desire in their heart to experience this, they're bound to have some type of experience at the level of openness that they're at. Now, what blocks and stops us from having these profound, expanded experiences is our constriction, our limited beliefs. So, for example, if someone's mind, and I can sometimes call it the surface level mind, the part of the mind that thinks, or I can just call it the ego. But I just don't want anyone to look at the ego as if the ego is bad. The ego is beautiful. If we didn't have the ego, we wouldn't have the separate human experience. So what's inside the ego are the patterns, which are based on fear, ancestral patterns, past lives, and beliefs. And those can be very limiting. They can actually contract and constrict us from connecting to the higher frequency. They can actually cause us to have blocks in our energy system, which lowers our frequency. And then we end up finding, that we just keep desiring and wanting to experience it. And even the desire starts to become a blockage. So the way to come back to the light is to remember what you truly are, that you are infinite light. That's your true nature, and you're having a human experience. And in order to have a human experience, there must be a body and there must be mind. But what often happens is mind runs the show. It controls based on fear. For example, it'll say, if you don't do this, then that's going to happen. And then you take action based on fear, and you create your reality from that frequency. So the tool is to become aware. Become very, very aware. And awareness is your nature. You are aware of my words right now. You are aware of the room in which you're in. You're aware of your body. It's absolutely natural to be aware. So you are awareness. And when you come back, when you retract awareness from mind, so mind thinks, don't try to stop mind from thinking. That would be like trying to stop the heart from beating. Mind thinks, that's its nature. If you try to control it, it's kind of like a drop of water landing in a pond and it creates ripples. If you just let that drop create its ripples, the ripples come to an end. But if you try to control it, you stick your hand in that pond, you create even more ripples. And it creates resistance, and it creates more reactionary karmic energy. So witness, be aware, and you can consciously choose to draw your awareness back into your body, back into your heart. That practice is powerful, because what you start doing is, instead of feeding the thinking mind, for a moment you stop feeding it. And when you stop feeding the thinking mind with the awareness, the light, it actually starts to diminish and dissolve. And you have moments of clarity, stillness, peace, expansion. And that's where you are high frequency. You are already the highest frequency light being, because that's your nature. And that is what is here in the present moment. And to access it is bringing awareness into the body and inviting that thinking mind to come into the body as well, come into the heart and be present. And then that which you've been trying to achieve and experience and seeking outside of yourself, you access it because it's inside of you and it's always in the present moment and it's always here. So there's nothing that you need to do and become, but rather that you need to unbecome and undo all those patterns, all those beliefs, all those conditions, all those fears, those worries, and those doubts. Every time a fear, worry, and a doubt arises in your mind, if you are aware of it, you can retract awareness from it and stop feeding it. You can consciously not believe in those lower frequency thoughts. And it's powerful. What happens is you stop feeding the mind, you have more energy and light because you're being in the body. And from that space, you are already high frequency and you start to feel spaciousness. And in the spaciousness, all is available to you. This is why meditation, and what meditation is awareness, is a very powerful tool. But only when the mind doesn't take over meditation, because sometimes the mind can say, oh, I have to meditate at 3 o'clock every day. And then you do, and you end up thinking the whole meditation. Rather mix it up. Don't meditate the same time every day. Don't meditate for the same amount of time every day. And maybe even just meditate for 3 minutes sporadically whenever you just feel like it. Close your eyes and bring awareness into the body and just observe. And that is where you open up to all these beings of light that are here and they love you. They want to communicate and support you.
So that's amazing. First of all, that's incredible. I haven't heard someone give you that kind of meditation schedule that you can actually adapt to your own uniqueness from 3 minutes. So as you said that, I went, okay, I'm just going to do a 30-second meditation while she's talking. But it's that simple is what you're saying. It's coming into that awareness. So I know you work with light codes. You've mentioned light codes. Are angelic light codes the same as Arcturian light codes? Or like how would we feel that when you bring it in the body? Can we bring them in ourselves?
I love your questions. So yeah, they're brilliant. Because no one's really asked me these questions. So it's new answers to me because I'm so used to the experience of it. So I never intellectually think about it. So the angelic light codes, I'm just feeling into them now. And everyone who's here, also you, Joan, close your eyes and feel into it as well. The angelic light codes feel like tiny sparkles of glitter, glistening and shining from above. It feels like rainbow colored sparkles and light. It feels soft, gentle, and deeply immersive, like you could just rest and immerse yourself and integrate into it. And their light codes can be focused on a specific subject. So if you're, for example, you've got a human thing that you're doing, you're looking for a new career, you want to do something that you love rather than do something just to earn money, and you want support with this, then you ask them and they bring through specific light codes. And I'm seeing a lot of golden yellow light coming in with this specific one. So the frequency and the color changes with regards to the question and whatever you're asking for. So that's the angels. And you can also ask the angels for example, you're looking for a parking space, you want to park close to the entrance of the place. And now they're bringing through, it's like a deep purple frequency. And it's not glistening and glitter. It's more like just a shade of deep purple to do with that topic. So every time it will be different. With the Arcturians, it's real, expansive, transparent, clear, like clarity, pure light. And in that pure light, it's not even white, it's transparent, it's see-through, it's clear. And they bring absolute clarity to us so that we can access the answers ourselves, so that we don't attach to them or rely on them, but that they bring us into the state of infinite openness, harmony, and expanse and peace. Yeah, so it's really deep and open.
That was beautiful explanation of it. Why can't people bring these in themselves?
They can. Absolutely. They're both, the Arcturians and angels are saying, but it's so much fun to work together. Why do you have to do it all yourself? So it's literally just for fun. It's just for that reason. We can totally do it ourselves.
But there would be higher power, higher vibration if we're somehow connecting directly, right?
Yes. And so, because I do channel white light by myself, and it's strong. And so, for example, if I'm doing a group session and so much light's been coming through me, my whole body afterwards feels like it's in pins and needles. And I often, after a session, just lie down to like slowly come down from that high frequency. The body can totally handle it. It's just, it is a lot. It is a lot. So it's kind of like, it's easier to adjust when you're channeling it through from other beings. It's easier to go from being in this light and then changing gears and then using the left brain and doing human stuff.
I understand.
Yeah.
So where do you think we are now? 2006, 2007, 2026, 2027 in the awakening process for humanity? What are you seeing that are happening for people, or what will happen?
So I'm being guided to also include 2025 because it was such a big spiritual year for us. It was huge for us. We had 3A Atlas, and we still do have 3A Atlas working with us, but it's more gentle now, but massive charges of light and huge facing the shadow and the snake, shedding layers after layers after layers. Sometimes it felt so exhausting. Now we're entering into this year of the fire horse, and right now we're still in the snake. On the 17th of February we go into the fire horse, and it's what I'm being shown is that it has a different feel to it in 2026. There's more movement, and it's more about embodying. So in 2025 we were intellectually understanding, and we were using the mind to like grasp concepts and digest it, while dissolving shadows and layers and layers. And now what's happening more in 2026 with spiritual awakening, it's like, instead of just thinking it and knowing that, oh, new earth is coming and we're going to be a new human being, and instead of thinking that it's in the future, we are being guided to embody it and be very conscious. So being very conscious about our field, our energy, and when there's a magnetic pulling towards something, then going with it. When there's a magnetic repelling something, then honoring and having healthy boundaries and saying, well, no, that's not for me. So really starting to live it. This is going to create some quantum leaping. It's going to bring in these higher timelines that are available to us of like birthing the new earth, like living it, speaking it, breathing it, being it. So as each individual is consciously choosing each moment, no, I'm not going to listen to what my mind's telling me. My mind's bullying me. My mind's being hard on me. My mind's pushing me to act from fear. No. And consciously saying no. And then coming into the heart and saying, I'm going to only take conscious action rather than unconscious reaction. And this is a process, and this takes time. So it's not like all of a sudden it feels like, okay, 2026, now we're just in the new earth. It feels like, the waves of duality are still here this year, and that's why we're here on Earth, to experience duality. So it's not that we're trying to push the drama away and just have absolute peace. That peace is inside us and exists in the present moment. It's an illusion to think that it's something that we need to strive to and achieve in the future. So what's going to happen is more and more people are going to start to feel the peace from deep inside, and peace is going to start to be experienced individually more than the chaos. And that's going to take some time, but that's going to start to show up. So what also feels like in 2026 is that people are going to feel more supported. So even though there's still a lot that we've got to dissolve and work through, and there's going to be a lot of ups and downs and a lot of shedding of the old structures still. And actually what is happening is, it feels like as more and more people are becoming more sovereign and standing in their power, it means that the polarity of that light is getting a bit nervous as well, and wanting to have more control. So that's also happening. So it's like happening together. There's going to be like a crescendo of these two energies coming together, and a shift is taking place in 2026. I'm seeing something big. It feels like something big happens in June, and then again in November, but I'm not allowed to see exactly what, because that would ruin the fun of having the human experience. So that just to know that there's this opportunities for the divide, the split that's happening, where people are living in 3D and people are living more in the heart and 4th and 5D, is becoming more apparent, and there'll be some big breakthroughs. And then into 2027, what I'm sensing is it's unknown. It will really depend on how far we can go this year, and we've got so much available and so much to be excited for this year, because this year is like breakthrough year, many breakthroughs, and individually and on a collective basis. So let's see what we do and what we experience, and then how it unfolds. But what I do feel about 2027 is a lot of golden light, that they are showing me that a lot of golden light.
Which maybe some of this transformation will have occurred by then, in a sense. So do you talk a little bit about that timeline of that solar flash awakening that's going to happen to humanity? Do you think that's part of why that comet has been around, to activate humanity at this time?
Yeah, definitely. 3A Atlas is a consciousness that is very high frequency, very evolved consciousness, that nothing happens by mistake in this mind-made dream that we find ourselves playing within. It's all divine perfection, consciousness unfolding as it's meant. And so 3A Atlas has come in to help with like a mass spiritual awakening. So more people who were asleep are starting to remember, hey, I'm not my mind, I'm not just my body, there's something more to me. And so that's when there's a lot of people that start to remember it, that light frequency touches others, and it starts to happen. So there's huge waves of this taking place. I've forgotten your question about about the flash. Okay.
Yes, I forgot it too. Okay.
Okay. So the flash, what I'm being shown by the Arcturians and the angels, they're showing me that humanity doesn't need one thing to take place in order for it to evolve. It's humanity, peace already exists within, and if we believe that light holds everything all at once, then we know it's already complete, and divine perfection of peace on earth does already exist in the field. So we don't actually need something drastic to happen, like a flash and then 3 days of darkness, in order for us to remember. The remembering's already happening. Something like that timeline, it does exist in the field, but I'm not seeing it being manifested. It could be manifested if more people believe in it. If more people have a desire in their heart that they need the sun to have one major flash, and then we in darkness so that we can figure ourselves out. But because so many people are awakening without needing something to happen in the outer world, right now that timeline doesn't feel valid, or like in resonance, doesn't feel in resonance. It is there in the field, it is a possibility, but it just, yeah, it doesn't feel like it's going to occur based on our current vibration. And with regards to our sun, we are having solar flashes of light and color all the time. Many people, I have a YouTube channel as well, and many people in my community are saying, whoa, did you feel that? Did you feel the shift? Did you feel the flash? Did you feel the energy? So it's already happening, but it's just not happening on like this enormous grand scale. Those who are kind of not sensitive to it or are carrying a lot of baggage won't access or feel it, but can still be affected in a positive way by it.
Wow. So it's not actually a given that that would happen, because it may not actually be necessary to have that solar flash event.
Exactly. Yeah, it might not be necessary. We might already get to the frequency that we're bound to get there. We're on the trajectory.
Right, right. Well, would you know if you're on the trajectory? And how would
Everybody
you
is.
know?
Everybody is. There's not one soul that isn't. But it's not like a path that you've got to achieve things. So from the level of consciousness, oneness, there is no point and there's no purpose. You are source experiencing, and that's all that's needed. Purpose is achieved and fulfilled, and so you can completely relax. Now, from the level of the individual human experience, we love having a goal to achieve, and all of that, and we want to reach some expansion. And so, from that level, every single soul, and I've been told this by the Arcturians, every single soul will achieve full expansion and remembrance of the light that they are, whether it's in this lifetime or in another lifetime. It will happen. All souls do eventually wake up and remember, and there is no pressure to have to do it, and there's no right or wrong. There's only consciousness having trillions of different experiences. So the invitation is to embody and fully embrace the present moment, because that's the truth. The truth exists in the present moment. Everything else is it's just the mind trying to think what the future could be, or taking you back to a past memory. But the future holds everything. And so my invitation to everyone is accept exactly where you are, accept exactly what you're experiencing, and love it, because there is no destination. If you keep trying to seek something, you'll achieve it, and then you'll like, what's the next thing? And you'll never feel fulfilled. The truth is, you are already full, because you're the infinite universe experiencing yourself as a human. So you're already so full. And so when you accept that, oh, life becomes so much more joyful, and you feel less pressure to have to achieve things, and you feel less bad if someone else is further ahead than you. And that's not true. There's only you being you, and you are needed as you are.
That is such a good point, because I used to think that people were very far ahead. Some people approach ascension as a type A behavior, like you have to go as fast as you can and get ahead of everyone else. And it took a while for me to realize there's millions of people that way, this way, and behind me. And I love what you said, like that you're going to make it. There's no. It could be just a measured response. It's not like a sprint. You can't race it. You can't gallop towards it, I guess.
And there's joy every step of the way. I know there's also pain every step of the way, because I'm on the journey too. It's like this contraction, expansion. In the contraction, it's sometimes we experience suffering, or actually even like physical pain. But our problem is that we don't accept it. We resist contraction, and we cling to and attach to and strive for the expansion. The moment we realize and accept that contraction and expansion are just different states of experience. So why judge it? And the moment we stop judging it as good and bad and just see it as frequency, a thought is a frequency wave, an emotion is a frequency wave, and an experience is lots of frequency being felt in the body and the mind. And so the moment we just go, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna just be with what is. Whew, we feel so much joy and so much peace. And so, you know what? You're the entire universe that gets to cry sadness, that gets to cry joy and happiness. You get to experience everything. And when you go back to the oneness, there's nothing happening there. I've gone back into the oneness and it's absolutely still. There's nothing going on. So when I came back, I was like, oh my gosh, I get it. Now I can truly love and embody and embrace this life because this is a mind-made dream. I get to play the main character. I'm going to have fun and I'm going to embrace it because I know when I'm no longer playing this role, I go back to source and I'm doing nothing. There's nothing. I mean, there is no me. There is no separate in a oneness. So embody it and embrace it and enjoy the ride because this is it. And it takes so much light condensed into form. Like it takes effort and energy to take the light that you are and to put it into a physical body and to be born. So now you're here, be here.
I get it. All right. Well, there's so much to learn. All right. So now I have another question. This one's easy. How did you get the name Natalie Namaste?
Oh, I love that. So, well, my husband and I, we got married and I was going to change my surname and I had to apply to the embassy to change my surname to his surname. And then we went traveling Central America. And while we were traveling, it just came to me because I always greet people with namaste. And namaste means the light in me truly honors and sees the light in you. And one of my gifts is that when I'm in session with someone, I can actually feel physically and read the energy and like know them from the soul level and understand how they experience life on earth. And so it just went together and I was guided like, you are Natalie Namaste. You are not your old surname. You are not the new surname of your husband. You are a whole unique name. And then my name, Natalie, if you add all the letters which equal numbers, it equals 8. And then if you add Natalie plus Namaste, it also equals 8. So that is the infinite energy. That is my energy. That is everyone's energy.
So actually getting married then was the impetus for you, like to call in the new woman that, or the new being that you are that came through that. I love that. I like that. It's amazing. Feels very good. And it always is really more powerful when it comes channeled in.
Yeah.
That your mind didn't just choose this. So, do you have any messages for us? Do your guides, the Arcturians or the angels, have any messages for us today?
Yeah. Let me tune in. And I also invite you to close your eyes because not only will you hear the words, but you can receive light codes deep, deep, deep inside and a massive heart expansion. The Arcturians are here with their deep indigo blue light. Hello, beings of light. We are here with you to remind you of this very moment that you are in, to invite you to fully embody and embrace the only moment that exists right here, right now, to land into it fully and to become aware of the awareness, to become aware of the energetic fields, to become aware of the frequencies that are moving all around you, through you, within you. And to become aware of any part of you that you might have been feeling sick, unwell, in pain, discomfort, and to bring all your awareness to that part of your body. And as you bring awareness to that part of your body, we are energizing that part of your body with you, through you, with these light codes. You may notice color, light, dark. You may feel sensations like heat, cool, tingling, pressure, pulsing, or absolute stillness in the area in which you are focusing on. Just observe, be deeply aware in the space. And this area of your body has a message for you. Stay open and aware through your listening and your knowing, and you will receive the message that is held deep inside your body. Receive it now. Humanity has a chance to come back to living from the heart. This is a very profound time to be alive, and you chose to be born during awakening. One day in the linear future, awakening will no longer exist because babies born will never fall asleep. They will never forget the infinite being that they are. And so what a blessing and a gift it is for you to go through awakening, because it is so special to remember, to find every single part of you again, which has not really been hidden, but the veil of the mind can be quite thick sometimes, meaning that hard to see through and remember you. The veil of the mind is thinning, meaning that there are less and less patterns and conditions being passed down from generation to generation. And as the veil thins, you'll find more spaciousness in your own mind. And in that spaciousness, you are home. It is always here in this moment. You are divine beings. Humans are such incredible divine beings. Look at your physical body. Notice when you eat food, how the intelligence of your body digests and uses the food for energy, for repairing cells, and eliminates what's needed, what's not needed. This is the great intelligence. And the human race is an incredible species. And you are getting to experience yourself as a human. We understand humanity deeply, and we hold you in so much light, which is love. And we set the intention that you may see yourself and experience yourself in and through the eyes of love in your heart, the way that we see you. You are beautiful. May you start to see yourself through the eyes of love through your heart. And we leave you with that blessing.
Wow. May we see ourselves as they see us.
Yeah, absolutely.
May we see ourselves that way. So, Natalie, I understand you're coming to the New Living Expo.
Oh.
And I want to know what you're going to be bringing to the expo and sharing with us.
I'm excited because I'm going to be speaking about your Arcturian and angel activation. And when I'm speaking, it's going to be very deep, very profound, full of light codes. I will open up the space for the Arcturians and angels to also channel through. But I have a very special gift because a lot of us kind of get stuck in spaces of suffering, and we identify with our pain or our mind, and we can get stuck. And I've through my own experience and through meditating 10.5 hours day after day after day, I have uncovered and accessed a technique, and it's a lived experience and a practice that I'm going to be sharing, which anytime I share this practice and this technique, there are tears of, and there are aha moments, and there are breakthroughs, because you get a proper physical, something that you can actually do that can then change your life so that you quantum leap. So it's going to be powerful. And I'm just really, I'm excited in my heart because we get to spend this time together. And I would love anyone who's listening to come and join me. I'll be speaking on the Sunday, the 19th of April. And yeah, and I welcome you with a big heart full of love.
And you'll be there all weekend at your booth, right? And so what are you going to be doing at your booth?
Oh, I don't have a booth.
Oh, you don't have a booth. That's right. But we can find you in the ad. It'll have all the information about who you are and what you're doing. And they'll be able
I'll be there all weekend. Yeah.
You'll be there all weekend, guys. It's amazing. You'll have a chance to not only hear Natalie, but to talk with her, probably book appointments with you or more.
One-on-one
not at there, but for later.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So you can have a way to know her and access her work. This is very exciting, Natalie. We are so excited you're going to be coming to the expo. So I want to thank you. And I want to thank you for being on the show with me today.
Oh, I've loved it, Joan. This is so fun and lightful. Thank you.
I knew when I first met you that I was going to love your energy. And you bring a real certain sensitivity, I think, to the angelic Arcturian field. You have a rare sensitivity that comes through, Natalie, and I'm excited to meet you, and I know all of our followers are too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being with us. Oh my God. We are so lucky to have Natalie Namaste coming. I hope you all check out her work and come and see us at the New Living Expo. So meanwhile, I want to thank all of you for being here on the show with us, for watching the show. And if anything we've said resonates with you, make sure you follow up with Natalie, or even follow up with me if you're looking to have an executive producer and a creative director experience. Meanwhile, I'm going to play, before we end, I'm actually going to show you a video of the New Living Expo. Here you go.
The world is changing faster than ever before. And within this evolution, a new consciousness is rising. At the New Living Expo, thousands gather to expand consciousness, explore new conscious technologies, ancient wisdom, and the future of human potential. Immerse yourself in 3 days of heart-expanding wisdom and mind-binding awareness, with over 90 speakers sharing tools to awaken your highest potential. 125 exhibitors, 3,000 attendees, awakened souls unite in one powerful weekend of learning, healing, and connection. Experience transformation, connection, and the next chapter of human evolution. It is time for humanity to awaken. Join us at newlivingexpo.com.
I get chills whenever I see that. You'll be able to see Natalie Namaste there and all of our 125 speakers. And we're going to have a great weekend. So thank you all for being with us. We'll see you all next time. Bye for now.